Let me tell you something. It's some people out there right now can't stand you, never met you, never gonna know you, but can't stand you because another fake person done told them some negative, derogatory statements about you, but they never gonna get to know you for themselves, and they don't care what you is or how real you is. It never injected into their mind to say, let me find out what this person about before I take the first statement somebody, because I might be hearing this from a hater. I might be hearing this from a person that dealt with this person and couldn't get what they wanted from this person, and they trying to keep me from this person, but this person might just be my blessing. This person might just be my meal ticket, but they ain't looking at it like that, because you know why? A fake person can convince another fake person because their mind work the same. All in their mind, they was already fake. But see, the problem is, you started trying to figure out why. Man, you gonna have some people in life that just don't like you, just don't understand you, don't know nothing about you, don't know much about you, but can't stand you, and they never been around you, and you gotta be okay with that, because one day it just might be a situation where you run into this person at a perfect time, and you go to being yourself, and they be like, man, I feel so bad because I heard so many bad things about you over the years, and I never got a chance to get to meet you, and man, you be the best person on earth, and y'all might make some money together, but I'm gonna tell you something. If you ever hated me or can't stand me by somebody that told you some stuff about me and you never got a chance to know me, I don't want you around me anyway, because you're weak. I don't want nothing weak around me, because you only strong as your weakest link, and if you weak enough to be injected with that poison that these haters got to say about me, then guess what? You never were for me anyway. Keep the enemy away from me.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash, double honor city apostles at Great Millstone. And peace to you, sincere brothers, the true house of David that's out there. You brothers, you last few warriors out there that's left, that's sincere. The last few sincere warriors, man. And basically, like Nino Brown said, if you never really met somebody, then you really don't even know them. But the Spirit revealeth all things, man, when you're spiritual. So sometimes you can know a person without even meeting them. But every situation is different. You know, you could have a situation where you have men throwing dirt on men's name because they don't like them. So, and then turns, what they do is they don't want you to like them because they don't like them. You see what I'm saying? So, that's the thing about it. And one thing I would say, this truth, me as myself, you know, the thing is, I've always had love for our people. Even though Jacob be in the dark or Jacob be bugged out, my thing was always to try to help Jake. Now, I might come off kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? I might come off kind of rough at times. And for myself, man, I think that, you know, I've been through so much, you know, dealing with this world, you know, dealing with this truth, that now I just really want to teach, you know, sincerely, you know, just wholly. You know, that's my whole thing. My whole thing has been to do that in the first place. But the thing is, you really got to have that true brotherly love for this truth. And love is not always something soft or just always telling people the soft shit what they want to hear. Love is not always doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that love sometimes comes harsh. And with dealing with this truth, you got to understand that you have a few men that listen to this truth, and you got few true brothers out there everywhere that actually want the truth, wholeness in what it is, and they can take the hardness. But you have a majority of men out there, they're not sincere about the truth, and they came into this thing for an ulterior motive. So when I'm going in and I'm talking about certain men and certain the spirit that's actually out there, you got to understand that this thing is not personal, but you got to understand the thing is, you have evil spirits out there that has to be rebuked. You have a whole chapter of Matthew 23, which is everything that's happened when the Lord was on the earth is all happening again. So you have a whole chapter of men, and you have a lot of men out there that need to be rebuked, and they need to be let known that the Lord is going to destroy their ass. They need that to happen, because that's prophecy. That's what the Lord got into, you know. And the gap and the gauge that's going on right now with camps and men and how things are going, a lot of guys are not going to go that far as Matthew 23, as that whole chapter is rebuking the wicked that's within their camp, or maybe that's within other groups. See, a lot of guys are not willing to go that far. They're only willing to rebuke who the group rebukes. And this truth is beyond the group, man. This thing is, you have to see this thing for yourself, because what comes with that is holding your sword back from blood, and then you have that demonic spirit of respect of persons. This truth does not deal with that. And I don't know how much I could keep saying that, but a lot of guys, they think just because they may have a certain respect, or they may be looked at a certain way. But the thing is, you really got to understand that every man has to work out his own salvation. And if you're not truly sincere, and if you don't really love the Lord, and you don't really love your brother, you know, your brother is the one that does the work. Now, your brother is the one that does the work as the Lord actually said, do it. He said, be hot for the Lord. The Lord said, be sincere. He said, be fervent. And he said to teach this truth wholly, with no respect of persons, and don't hold your sword back from blood. That is your true brothers. Now, we see a lot of men out there, they're not wholly into the truth. They're not serving the Lord fully, and they're holding their sword back from blood. And because of groups and shit, they don't want to say nothing about other men that's a part of them and bring that shit out. Because if you have Esau, let's say Esau infiltrated this, that, and the third, you might know that. You supposed to put that shit out there and let that shit be known. That potential this could be this. This could be going on in this, that, and the third. But we see that it is something that's like stopping men from really speaking, because a lot of men are with the evil. That's what it is. So when I speak and I come off a certain way, it's for the wicked that's there. For the righteous, it's for them to know that, because ultimately this truth is to gather men unto Yahushua through the Spirit. You know, especially in these times, you don't want to just go be part of any fucking camp where Satan in there, because Satan is carnal. So his whole thing was to infiltrate camps and to get in there carnally. So you have to understand that. But through the Spirit, this is where we get to brothers, through the Spirit, with them actually logically analyzing things through the Spirit in their mind, so they can see things and be aware. You see what I'm saying? That is true love. Telling men the whole of the thing, not just shit that'll gain you subscribers and that'll keep people subscribed to you. Because guys that's in that mind frame, you're not doing the brothers, you're not really teaching the brothers. You're weakening them, because you're not telling them the rough side about it. So you have two parts of this truth. You have the bitter and the sweet. If you eat too many sweets, you're going to get sick. You have to tend to the bitter. That's why when you go to the book of Daniel didn't deal with the king's food. He dealt with the pulse. He dealt with vegetables. And, you know, we try to eat our share of vegetables too on the physical. But I'm saying through the spiritual, you got to deal with the bitter. A lot of you don't want to deal with the bitter. You want to deal with the sweet. You want to deal with the women. You want to deal with this. You know, you want to go into the enemies, but you have to understand it's all around the board. We have enemies on all sides. For you true brothers that's actually teaching this thing sincere, there's enemies on all sides, and they all have to be spoken of. So when Paul talks about this in 1 Corinthians, I think 1 Corinthians, yeah, 1 Corinthians 13. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, I'm gonna read in here because we have to understand, man. You could have all this knowledge and shit, and you could say all these sweet things, and for the sisters out there too, and you could speak this thing, bringing all this shit out about Esau and this, that, and the third. And if you don't have really true love for this truth, or if you really don't love the brothers that's actually pushing sincerely, because at this point, if you can't discern who's sincere and who's not, then you really can't see what's going on. And a lot of you guys are a bunch of damn followers anyway. But for you brothers that can really see what's going on, you have to understand that true charity is having love for the brothers. And basically, that all consists of telling brothers the bitter and the sweet. A lot of men, they don't really want to go into the bitter, like Matthew 23. Matthew 23, it don't have anything to do with Esau. That Matthew 23 is directed to those wicked scribes and those Pharisees that was set up in those high seats that was of our own people. So that does not, that's a whole particular chapter that's dedicated to the wickedness of our people, how wicked our people can actually be. You see, and a lot of guys, they don't really want to touch on that because it makes them feel and it makes them look a certain way, because certain guys know they're sitting on high seats and their judgment is fucked up. And they know that. So the prophets, right, when the men of the Lord came on the scene, they were set up to bring out the dark parts of the scriptures and to bring out the spiritual things. These men sitting on high seats that they was not able to fucking bring up. You see what I'm saying? So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And I'm going to start at 2. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and I'm gonna read through this whole chapter a little bit. And, the thing about this truth is you really have to understand, if you really don't have brotherly love, for brothers out there, and you just doing this for money or clout or to be looked at a certain way with these women out there, you're not of the Lord. You're not of the Lord. I don't give a fuck how many lessons you do. I don't give a fuck how many people big you up. If you really don't have love for men that's actually teaching his word, then you're not even a brother. You're not even a brother. So if you don't have true charity dealing with this truth, and you're not seeing this thing for yourself, you have to see this thing for yourself, not as everybody fucking else. That's what guys do. They jump on bandwagons and coattails. They don't even investigate situations. It's like Nino Brown said, man, if you listen to somebody else before you even met me, you know what I'm saying, and you quick to judge because somebody else judged, and maybe that guy's coming on an angle, then fuck you anyway. Fuck every last one of you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not in this for men. Ain't none of you men gonna save me. So, me, I don't give a damn about what nobody says. I know one thing: teach the word effective as we're teaching it, and you won't have followers. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. Yeah, you have a few followers, and then those followers will be faithful and true. So a lot of men are just a bunch of damn followers, man. They're not built up with this truth. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth, man. If you don't really have love for brothers that's actually teaching that's sincere, then you're not even a brother. I don't give a fuck how many prophecies or all this information you could bring out. But if you actually hate, the scripture says if you hate your brother in your heart, then you're a murderer. But we understand that a lot of you dudes in this truth, you're set up anyway. You're set up to bring strife and division, and you're set up to hate the true man of the Lord anyway. We understand that. This is to the sincere brothers that's out there, Like when I do these lessons, it's not for all you haters that subscribe. It's for the men that's actually sincere that want to learn. We're set up to teach those men, and we're willing to go those distances. A lot of men are not going to fucking go. Now, this is 1 Corinthians 13:1. And though I speak the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal. That means that I'm just speaking these things, but deep down, and it's no meaning to what I'm doing. I'm just saying it. Really, I don't, really men are just speaking this truth. They don't really feel it in the inside. And the inside is not really, it's not, they don't really love it in the inside. They just doing this for the outside. And Matthew 23 tells you that they just do this to be seen of men. They're not doing this to actually for the love of the brothers. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about the brothers with a lot of men out there, with a lot of men teaching this truth, and with a lot of guys getting subscribers and views. It's not about the love of true brothers. It's about how they look and how they can put themselves out there. Now, 1 Corinthians 13:2, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries, check this out, and all knowledge, because you have guys, they understand all these mysteries, and they have all this knowledge, they can do all these sit-downs, and though I have all faith, that I could remove mountains, and I have not charity, I am nothing. Now I'm going to go into this word charity real quick, because, guys, you could do your sit downs, and you go on your live streams, and, you could sound all elegant, and guys have that fucking, that damn trance music in their fucking background, like you trying to, like, hypnotize some fucking body. Yeah, you could do all that bullshit. But if you really don't have love for the true man that's actually teaching, yeah, man, that fucking trance music, like you put like this hum music on and shit, and that shit just supposed to like hypnotize you and trance you into they bullshit. See me, man, I like to put music behind my shit. You know what I'm saying? I like music, and I like putting beats behind the instrumentals, and that's what I like to do. If you don't like it, then don't fucking listen. But that's what I like to do to the sit downs, man. And that's what I like to do. But you have some guys, they like putting trance music, like they trying to get you in a motherfucking trance and shit, and hypnotized to what the fuck they talking about. But anyway, that's a whole nother note. If you're teaching this truth, right, and you don't have true fucking charity, and you really don't you have love for brothers. See me, it may seem like I always come off harsh or this, that, and the third, but I actually have love for brothers, the sincere brothers out there. You demons that's out there that's following the trend of other demons. If a lot of you don't fucking turn around and see this thing sincerely, you're gonna be destroyed with certain top demons that's out there. I'm gonna just say that. You see, because we're at the last of days, and a lot of you were meant to be to follow these top demons so you could be destroyed. This is that word charity.
Strong's G26, agape.
Hey, agape. Now it says affection, goodwill. Now you have to teach this truth with affection, man, and that goes into having love and having passion when you care about something. And that's how we teach. It might come off rude, it might come off raw, or it might come off this, but we actually care and we have love for brothers, man. You true brothers out there. And deep down, we know that some brothers are following demonic ways, and they might even be sincere. We trying to touch them brothers. But as for the rest of you fucking, you demons out there, we hope the Lord destroy every last one of you guys, because you ain't going to get it right here. You're going to get it back when you come back in that nutsacks in the kingdom. But for the few brothers that's caught up in all this bullshit, and they see things going on, but they're not sure, that's who we're aiming at. You got to understand that if you're a scumbag, and I'm not saying all brothers that have large followers, I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of guys in this truth that have large followers, man, deep down they're scumbags. and their soul is fucking dark. Now it says agape, charity. It says affection, goodwill, doing this of a goodwill because you love this. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it because you just, oh fuck, I gotta do it. You know? Well, that's the scripture. The scripture say, well, if I do this thing against my will, then you're not gonna have a reward anyway. So everybody that's just doing this thing in that type of mind frame, you're gonna be destroyed. You're gonna be destroyed. A lot of you guys, man. And that's the thing. It's not about how you look on the outside with the Lord. It's all about how you actually feel in the inside, man. Why the fuck guys don't get that? It's all about how you actually feel in the inside. That's what it's actually about. Now I'm gonna have to come back to this real quick. It's all about how you actually feel in the inside. This is not about how the Lord is not gonna judge you off of how you fucking look on the outside, you know, to guys and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna judge you on how you are favored with the world. You know, it's not gonna judge you on how many fucking subscribers you had or how good you knew the elders and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna judge you on none of that. The Lord is gonna judge you on your inward parts, deep down, how you really feel. Not how you can cut the camera on and you can put this good ass eloquent act on and you put your goddamn what's that? They put that hypnotizing music on and you can woo the people with no fucking emotion, just bringing out this, you know. Yeah, because you got guys out there like that, man. And I just say it like it is, man. Now, this is Romans chapter 2 and 29, and we bring this out all the time. Romans 2 and 29. But that he is a Jew which is one inwardly. See, inwardly, you see? And circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the latter, whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. So it's not about how many subscribers and men that like you. It's about inwardly is the Lord really actually supping with you and dealing with you. Because on the other hand, you have guys like this. You have guys like this, Psalm 62 and 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. You have men, they're actually, in the inside, on the outside, they may seem like they're teaching the truth or they're about the Lord, but inwardly, they're cursing brothers. And we don't do nothing inwardly secret. If I say death to the wicked, I say that shit out there where everybody hears. Inwardly, we actually love brothers and we hope brothers come out of that shit. Like me, I don't have a grudge against nobody to this day. I don't. I understand that certain men's lot is to be what they are. You know, I don't hold a grudge with you. You know, you continue on to do what you do because I know I'm going to continue to do what I do from the heart. And sometimes you got to understand that sometimes roads actually end with guys and you got to leave that shit go. So you have to understand that a lot of men, they may say they about the Lord, but inwardly they curse the wicked, and they're not for the Lord like that. You see what I'm saying? That's what you got to understand. Let me read this last one too. So it's all about the Lord's going to judge you on your inward parts, how you actually feel on the inside. Do you really have love for the brotherhood? Because actually having true love is actually bringing things out guys don't want to bring out. And that's what the Lord means by being holy. See, a lot of guys look at bringing certain things out or speaking on certain things as, oh, you're evil, or I don't want to be looked at as evil. But it's the other way around, because then the Lord's looking at you like this guy, this man is willing to go, you know, the limits to show that he actually loves me and bring things out that need to be brung out. But everybody's not set up for that either. But that's loving the Lord holy, man. That's loving your brother too. Not holding shit back, telling him certain things when you need to. If he accepts it or not. See, that's the thing. When we teach these things and I say certain things and brothers And you guys out there, either if you accept it or not, for the few of you that accept what I say, and then for the many of you that don't accept what I say, it doesn't matter if you accept it or not, as long as I was able to get it out, because we see things that's going on. Now, a lot of guys there see things going on and not say shit. Then some guys can't see what's going on, and that's fine. But I see a lot of things happening, and I would like for brothers to get their shit together and make it, but that's not going to be the case. The majority of guys, they're going to continue on in their fucked up mind frame without correct judgment, and they're going to be destroyed. So the Lord said, but he is a Jew, which is one inwardly of and circumcision is that of the heart and in the spirit. That's what the Lord cares about. Are you actually in the spirit, dealing with the Lord truthfully and holy? That's where the Lord, that's what he cares about. And not of the latter, whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. So it really only matters to the Lord is that of your heart, that you wholly loves him, and are you in the spirit, in the inside, and you actually have true love for your brother. That's what actually counts. All this outside shit, guys harp on, and when you go into the women, we don't hate women, but we're in a time of war, and women, they don't have anything to do with this. So the thing about it is, doing sit-downs on women, that's not going to help the war right now. You see what I'm saying? Every now and then we might do sit-downs on women. Hey, that's every now and then, but I'm not in that, I'm going to do a sit-down on a woman. That shit ain't important. See, a lot of you guys don't have mercy, faith, and judgment. Therefore, everything else carnal, you're going to try to get into. This is Sirach 19:26. There's a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly. Like you're meek and low and shit. But inwardly, he is full of deceits. And right, a lot of men, they're not really honest. They're not sincere. They're full of deceit. They may teach this word like they're about the Lord, but inwardly, they're a bunch of goddamn ravenous wolves, like the Lord called them. So just things to look out for. But going back to this word agape, Paul said, I may have all the mysteries, and I may teach prophecy, and I may go into this, that, and the third. But if you don't have charity, which I'm reading the word right here, then you're not of the Lord, and you're doing this for nothing. All right? The Lord taught this thing because he actually had love. When we teach these things, we have love for guys. But we recognize a lot of you guys are just fucking demons, and you're fucking mockingbirds. And we understand that the wicked generation that gave up Yahweh Shai, they're teaching this truth in a demonic spirit. We understand that too. But for the sincere few brothers that's out there, we teach this thing for you from the heart, man. So the word agape, it says affection, goodwill, love. You see, and love is keeping the commandments to your best ability. And the top two commandments is loving the Lord with all your heart and teaching your brother, and having true love, man. It says benevolence and love feast. So you might have a love feast, meaning like you might have a spiritual talks, a feast, eat, breaking bread. That's a spiritual love feast. And you show your love by action. We love in deed, not just in word. So, like Paul said, you can have it's all about true love, man. True love for your brother, man. Let me read this again, man. And do I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge? Do I have all faith so that I could remove mountains? If I have not charity, I am nothing. So if you're not doing this out of the love of your heart, then you don't have nothing. It says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profits me nothing. You see what I'm saying? So you could actually act like you feeding the poor or you give tithes, right? But if they deep down, you hate your brother, you don't have true love, then you don't have nothing. Because you could pay all these tithes in the world, but then deep down you hate other sincere men, that doesn't mean nothing. All that is nothing, man. Do you understand what I'm saying? You could say I paid this many tithes, I do this, I send this, I do that. But if you don't have true love for your brother, it is nothing. Verse 4, it says, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not of itself. Charity is not puffed up. And a lot of guys, they're puffed up. They don't have true charity. They're only in this for their own self, for how they look. They're not in this for the Lord. So you have to understand, man, charity is a very important thing, and it's having love while you're doing it, having love for men while you're doing it. A lot of men are not doing it for the love of their brother. They're doing it so they could be looked at a certain way, you see? Some guys are doing it because they're getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really look at this thing for what it really is. Now it says, do not itself unseemly, seeketh not her own. It is not easily provoked. It thinketh no evil. Rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. It says, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Check this out. Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. You see that? So charity never faileth. The love of something, you know, that is the why you do it. Why you do it? Because you actually love to do it. You don't do it because somebody paying you, or I gotta meet this quota, I just gotta do it. No, the love that you have for it. See, in this time too, man, and that's gonna be it. I'm gonna close this out on this note. In this time, you could actually see who really loves to do what they do, because how they're doing it, not how much. It's like with this truth, you gotta understand, guys can put this image on like they can do all these sit downs, but not really having love in there, not willing to go the distance to bring out things for the true love. You see what I'm saying? And then guys are doing it just for money. You know what I'm saying? Or they're just doing it for their own motive. But then you have other brothers that are doing this thing that actually have a few that actually have love for the brothers, and that's going to bring out everything and actually go the distance, you know, for the love of the brotherhood and stuff like that. So I mean, I just wanted to speak on that, man. Charity, only the sincere men out there, they're gonna have true charity. But with that, man, Lord willing, that was edifying, and it'll be on to the next one. Hey, shalom.